set your coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the best. What we do, what we know. So let's go. Yo, 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 what up? What up? What up? Yeah, y'all know my Steelers is playing today. We definitely got a game today. So here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go, man. Terrible towel. Yes, it's official one. It ain't official if it ain't got the Marin's Coupe. You know what I'm saying? I got a few of them. I got the black one. They got a bunch of them. They make them in all different colors, shapes, sizes, creeds, all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a few of them. You dig? I say I'm official. I'm official. I'm official. Well, let me put it back. Let me put it back in the background. You know what I'm saying? Get it right. Get it right and all that. Y'all playing with us. Y'all straight playing with us out here, man. Anyway, I hope that our season, I hope that, you know what I mean, we get everything together as far as today, the game goes today. Now, I won't be around to recap the game, you know what I'm saying? So I figure I might as well talk a little bit about it now, you know what I'm saying, in this show. Also, we're going to talk about the bowl games coming up because bowl games matter to trucking. You know what I'm saying? You dig? You feel me? They matter to me. Yeah, because it's a right. You know what I'm saying? You see how shout out to South Carolina State, you know what I'm saying? Getting a win of a Prairie View A&M in the overtime game. You know what I'm saying? That happened. That definitely happened, you know. So, and also shout out to Washington. Washington beating Boise State. They still won a bowl game. They got their joint. So shout out to them. Yeah, and all that. But I'm here and we about to get up into the college football. So one thing I do know, and one thing that I have learned about college football and why I am in college football and been around for these past almost 3 years. 3 years, man. Give it to me, man. About to come up, you know what I'm saying, on a million view total out of videos. I know, you know what I'm saying. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for y'all. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I wouldn't be here without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be able to make do without y'all and everything. You know, so that's huge. That's big for me. You dig? Now, but one thing I have learned is that you really can't, when you start assuming and you start going with things, is when people start trying to back you into a corner. They try to back you into a corner and they get you to say things that you normally probably wouldn't even say, right? Or you know, it gets complicated, right? Like, well, how you know this? Or how you know that? We don't know everything. We give our opinions. We're opinionists. You know what I'm saying? We're opinionists out here. That's what we are. And you travel to channels and you see who got a different opinion, you right? You know what I'm saying? People just have not discovered me yet. But I got my own opinion on things. And however I sound when I say it is how I sound when I say it. So what? It's not what the majority thinks. I don't want to be what the majority thinks. That's the problem with everybody. Everybody want to fit in. Don't nobody want to be themselves. Don't nobody want to get their own takes. Everybody want to listen to this take and listen to that take and then, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't like listening to nobody's takes. I have not yet to turn on a sports show yet today, period. I watch them after I'm done and after I give my takes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I rock it out. But I'm not telling nobody else that y'all can't do it and y'all can't do it the way y'all want to or whatever. But anyhow, you don't assume that Kenny Dillingham is going to be the head coach of UM. That UM thing is a huge problem right now in college sports. I reacted to that Sharon Moore being fired for whatever reason he got fired for, I was looking at the bigger picture of things. I think people totally missed the mark on what I was talking about when I was talking about Sharon Moore getting fired. The timing of it. It's the timing of the fire. I don't care what he got fired for. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to be back in college football or not. They decided to let him go after Penn State found their new head coach, right? They decided to let him go, you know what I'm saying, before the bowl games are played, right? I know that's not huge to a lot of people, but at the same time, it gives them time to try to find a replacement, whatever they got to do, right? But for some reason, it just doesn't seem the Big Ten is not drawing that much attention. I don't know if they're finding a coach. Michigan is a blue blood. Let's get that straight right now. You know what I'm saying? Michigan is a blue blood. And I'm just having a hard time figuring out why ain't nobody jumped on that job yet? Why don't Michigan already have somebody lined up? Are they trying to make it seem like they didn't know that they were firing him? Because I tell you what, I honestly believe if Penn State had seen Sharon Moore get fired, they're picking him up ASAP. And regardless of what he was fired for, now I done heard some things, right? Now I rocks with Coach JB. Shout out to Coach JB. I rocks with him. Yeah, I rocks with the show. I don't agree with everything he say. He probably don't agree with everything I say. Since you know how he feel anyway, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, you know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. He's funny. But the thing is that he came out and said that there was some things that happened with the coaching staff. Now, if the coaching staff did, you know, and it's just, and I don't know, I believe him to be a real one. He says things that people won't say. There's a whole slew of the media that is now coming over to this independent media space, what we call YouTube and Twitch, whatever you got, and they're messing it up. There used to be a level to integrity to this, but now there's a whole bunch of actors and clowns that just get on behind their microphones with no research. They entertaining people. People want to be entertained. They want to be drama. They don't want informative information or however that goes, right? So that's one thing that you got to have, right? You know what I'm saying? Can you be entertaining? Well, some people actually take it a little bit more. Yeah, people want to be entertaining. They want to be funny. And they'll do that. But yeah, they're going to also drop jewels too in between it, right? So, and people don't be listening to that kind of stuff. See, all that kind of stuff gets swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff out there. And I tell you what, I don't know what was going on up at Michigan and how Michigan felt or whatever else was going on. But I do know that one name that has been floating around, I think that would have been a good fit, and that was Kellen DeBoer. I seen Kellen DeBoer's name flop around. Shout out to College Football Talk Daily. Shout out to you, dog. Salute. You know what I'm saying? And all that. You feel me? I thought that was a good name, that possibly one of the good names that was floating around for that job, Kellen DeBoer, but he's down there in Alabama, and I think Alabama's pleased with what he's doing. Good coaching is going to be hard to find, especially now in college football. I think you're going to find good coaches, honestly, coaches that actually have to coach. Now, I don't know. I don't know if you get up to the Group 5 level blue blood type status and your coaching stops, or the time they have to in between whatever the commercials or whatever else they get caught up in. But it's easy. It's the eyes can see. As long as you're watching film, you look at these teams with talent and you see teams with talent not be successful, you know that team is not being coached. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the coaches that are coaching. You know what I'm saying? Give them a round of applause. But shout out to the coaches that are out there coaching. But I'm not, once again, it was the timing of it. The timing. It was just the timing. I thought it was weird. I don't know if there's too much behind it, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. But now they got to find a head coach. Kelly Denham's name keep floating around. I don't know if he's going to leave Arizona State. I don't know. That's his alma mater. They're doing well. I mean, Arizona State was not the talk of the town back when they was in the Pac-12. I mean, yes, they they were not. You know what I'm saying? They had some decent years, but right now they're on the top of the Big 12. Why would Arizona State not want to secure Kenny Dillingham down there? And why would the fans' expectations go through the roof all of a sudden, right? You know what I'm saying? I get it. Y'all want to win, and it probably happened, and it probably continue on. He lost the heart and soul in Cam Scatterboo, you know what I'm saying, last year. And that's this past year, you know, they played pretty good. Just this past season, they played pretty good, man, without, you know what I'm saying, having their heart and soul. I thought that they did well, you know, Arizona State. I thought they probably could have been a game or two better. But, I mean, right where they at right now, I'd be like, that's fair. You know, that's fair. If you're an Arizona State fan, maybe you probably wanted more. But me looking at the team, I'm like, that's fair where they at, you know, straight up. So let's give it at that. But enough about the coaching carousel, because the coaching carousel, we got time for that. We got all off season. We got all off season to talk about the coaching carousel and coaches jumping here and going here. You know, I don't, Matt Campbell coming from Iowa State, you know what I'm saying, over at Penn State. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I don't know. But I do want to say this before I get off the coaching segment of the show, right? Happy Valley, Penn State people, y'all got to back up. Y'all got to quit acting like Penn State is that. Y'all got to stop acting like that. Y'all really do, because we not doing that. We not doing that. We you know what I'm saying? Y'all just fired James Franklin, a head coach that was getting you 10 wins every single year. Now, just because he had a bad season this year, because let's just be real, let's just be honest. Whoever the heck was coaching Drew Aller just didn't do a great job at it. We all knew, everybody out here all knew that Drew Aller was not being coached up the way that he should have been. He's 6'5". He already was athletic, already had an arm. He hasn't not really got better since high school. What have y'all been doing with Drew Aller up there at Penn State? Who's been coaching him? And I think that was a big deal of that whole thing, right? Y'all let Bo Pribula go down to Missouri. Y'all let him go. Y'all had just a season ago, before they just had this horrible, horrific season that they in right now, two of the best running backs in college football. Like, what are you talking about? The roster is there, but y'all just keep Penn State. Y'all are missing on the best recruits coming from Philadelphia, and the best recruits coming out of Pittsburgh, the best recruits coming out of Harrisburg, Gwinnett County, all the counties that surround it, Allegheny. Where you want to go? Y'all's missing the best recruits in Pennsylvania alone. Now, I get it. Now, you want to go down south, you want to get the transfer portal, but y'all not doing that a job. It's not like it's y'all doing everything that y'all got to do. I don't know what Matt Campbell's going to do when he come up here. He's probably going to bring some of his Iowa State players over to Penn State and build off of that. I don't know if the quarterback's going to follow him. I haven't really heard too much. I ain't, looked up into that. But I do know that Penn State fans need to calm down. Y'all need to chill. Like, y'all just do. And it's just not you Penn State fans, but I'm on Penn State's head right now. I'm on y'all top right now. Calm down. Stop acting like y'all supposed to be doing something more than what y'all doing. Like, I don't get it. Be happy with the 10 wins that you got. It's great to get 10 wins. It's not easy to get 10 wins every season. You start getting greedy, and then you're going to fail. And that's exactly what happened this year. That's what happened. But y'all had the talent. The talent's there. Now people got to start. You got exposed. Y'all got exposed, but that's James Franklin's fault. That they got exposed. What are you doing, Mr. AD up at Penn State? You know what I'm saying? What is y'all doing? So Matt Campbell's going to come in there. He's going to add culture. Yeah, he might. Because if you look at what Iowa State did, he's brought in some good receivers. He had a good quarterback. He got, he's coached up some guys. But if you ask me, and I'm going to just be honest about Matt Campbell, I think Matt Campbell's a good coach. But Iowa State wasn't world beaters. What are we talking about? Like, they wasn't world beaters. We're not going to sit here and act like Iowa State was the creme de la creme of the Big 12. 2 years in a row, Iowa State were underachievers in the Big 12. Like, if we come at, look, I done said things about Dion. I done said things about this person. I'm just giving honest takes of what I see and how I feel, right? And just the research of things. Now, you can argue the whole point of what I'm saying, but I'm not going to let anybody slide on what I think in my opinions, regardless of what's going on out here. Now, we do know that that team was not the best in the Big 12, but they had some of the best talent in the Big 12. Y'all are getting the same thing that you just got out of James Franklin. What are we doing, Penn State? What are we doing? That's all I'm saying. Because it's written on the wall. It's there. I mean, you get what you're asking for. If you want greatness, you got to go get greatness. You got to get coaches who know greatness, who coach greatness. Now, we didn't know that Curt Cignetti. I knew Curt Cignetti was going to bring Indiana bring them back better than what they were. But I didn't know that they was going to be undefeated in year 2. You lose 2 games in year 1. But he had James Madison, the creme de la creme of the Sun Belt. And then his predecessor did the same exact thing. But he come from Holy Cross. He started up at Holy Cross. Now he's at UCLA. They win. Kellen DeBoer, he wasn't the best, but where's he at? He was at Washington, right? They won up there, right? They won. They were good. Michael Penix, they was in the national championship game, just outmatched, outclassed, right? And that was it. But they had a very good team. Kellen DeBoer knows what he's doing. Ty Simpson, where did he come from? They win. They win. And Alabama fans, of course, they going to get greedy. But I can understand when you follow somebody like Nick Saban, and I still don't understand that. You got a good coach. If Kellen DeBoer leave, who's going to come in Alabama and do a better job? Alabama? What is we talking about? Y'all fans be bugging sometimes. Y'all be bugging. Who's going to do a better job? Where's he at? I guarantee you're going to have to go get somebody at the FCS level or you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go down there. Where's the coach at? Where? Bill Belichick, best coach in the NFL, just went to the ACC and got belt to BTA all year long. No, matter of fact, they go get the switch. Go outside, go to the bush, go pick a switch, Bill Belichick, because I'm gonna come back here and he braided it. Not only did they braided it on him, braided 3 of the switches up together and whooped him all over the place. What are we talking about? Y'all be bugging. Y'all be straight bugging out there about these football teams. Do not know what's going on with that, but y'all all got the same thing. You ain't getting better. Now, do we think, now I hope Virginia Tech is like, okay, we can do better than what we've been doing, but don't get greedy, Virginia Tech. Do not get greedy. Do not expect James Franklin to come down there and James Franklin be able to give you 9-10 wins every season, and y'all saying y'all can't win the big game or y'all can't do this and do that. Y'all got Kyron Jones. Kyron Jones was supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks for the past 2 seasons and has tremendously underachieved. Tremendously. People who play fantasy college football probably ain't even picking Kyron Jones no more on their rosters. I'm just saying. I know it ain't really got nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying. Period. That team has underachieved a whole lot. And if James Franklin could come in here and give y'all 9-10 wins, you take it. You take it. And you say to yourself, you know what? We gonna be all right with just those wins. We cool with those wins. Y'all be all right with those wins. Don't get overly wanting to overcompensate for something now. Don't get greedy. Do not get greedy. Because that's what Alabama's doing right now. Nick Saban is Nick Saban. He was in the era where you could pay players under the table and you can have literally Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, all in the same running back room. where you can have Jamar Chase, Jarvis Landry, Justin Jefferson, all in the same wide receiver room where you can pay them dudes under the table and they can go to the SEC. See, the SEC got away with that for years. For years, the SEC got away with that. But the one team they had a problem with doing that is the team that got Eric Dickerson at SMU. And hold up. And why did the one dude who told on SMU had to be from Pittsburgh? Why you gotta be from PA? We don't do that, Pittsburgh. We don't do that. He told on the whole SMU squad. He addicted to pills. He come from Pittsburgh, PA. He come from up that area, and he go down to SMU. You in Dallas, Texas, living it up. You addicted to pills, got hurt, lost your position to a sophomore that was better than you. Now you want to snitch on the whole bread. It's always some. You can't trust no addicts. And I you know what I'm saying? I don't diss none of that, but dang, dog, like, what are we doing? Like, we don't do that like in PA. Like, you want to snitch. You going to snitch on the whole thing. After y'all winning, and then at NCAA, they knew that SMU was stacking up back then. And let me get up into this. I'm gonna get back to talking about the other, but let me cook. Let me do this. So they, you know what I mean? SMU was doing their thing, but they was outbidding A&M. This is back when the West Conference was. There's a Southwest Conference. You feel what I'm saying? They was outdoing Texas. They ain't like that. Oh, they ain't like that. They did not like SMU coming up out of the woodworks, you know what I'm saying, doing Texas, period. They were the best. They had the best Texas school. Back when Eric Dickerson was there, and there was many more that was there with him, they had the bread to do it. But nobody said nothing when Eric, when who was it? Was it Texas or was it A&M who bought him a brand new Firebird? Like, got straight out of high school. Like, and they said nothing about that, but they had a problem when SMU was doing it. But it's been going on for years, for ages. It's always been there. I sometimes wish, but there's integrity. Certain dudes come from certain cities, right? So there's an integrity that they got. They're not going to snitch on their coaches, right? But they got paid, dog. They got paid to go to some of these schools. Let's just be real. They got paid, period. Some of the dudes didn't look. Some of them couldn't barely read. Some football players they can barely pass a test. They had tutors for them and everything. Could be dumb as a box of rocks, straight caveman style. But if you know how to sock a quarterback, you was going to the SEC. It's been going on for forever. That's why y'all were good, Alabama. That's why. Not because I had coaching. It's because I had money, and y'all always had money to spend. Let's stop playing. That's why y'all always was like that. But the SEC is the king of the kings, the top of the top. They run college football. They always have. That's where the good old boys is at. I salute them for that. I'm not hating on it. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just being honest. That's where it's always been at. That network has been kicking ass all over. They've been kicking ass, foot to ass, everywhere, belt ass. What you want to call it? I call it switches. But that's what they've been doing every single season. And now that it's legal to get money, that's why you see these schools still getting top recruits. But now Ohio State's outdoing them. But y'all not going to get no better. So stop thinking y'all getting better. What money is in Pennsylvania? There ain't no dang on money up. There ain't no money up here. Dog, y'all so cheap up here in Pennsylvania. That's why Penn State ain't going to win. I'm telling you, that's why Penn State's not going to win. Penn State got a problem with getting the best recruits out of Philly. They can't even get the best recruits out from Philly, Pittsburgh, and Harrisburg. There's some ballers in Pennsylvania. I don't care what nobody say. There's some straight ballers. There's ballers in every state. Just because we can't play year-round football, but the one thing we do is go out there, play turkey bowls in the snow. Shit, it's snowing Halloween up north. You know what I'm saying? So we play in the cold. That's one thing we do know how to do up north is play in the cold weather. Them is dogs. You're going to get some dogs up out of Pennsylvania. And then you can go elsewhere and plug and play. But that's where they messing up at. Period, point blank. That's where they messing up at. That's where a lot of colleges is messing up at. But we gonna keep it like that though. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna sit there and act like y'all supposed to be good. Never was good for coaching. Y'all just out talent everybody every year. Now that Alabama finally got a legitimate coach that actually doing everything he got. Now y'all want to give him heck? Like, man, back up off the Bower. Because if the Bower leave Alabama, what's gonna happen? What's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? You would think Arkansas would be a little bit better, saying that they got Walmart and Tyson Chickens money. Like, you think they would be a little bit better? You know what I'm saying? A little bit. Like Walmart, like everybody shop at Walmart. Who don't shop at Walmart? Everybody eat Tyson's chicken nuggets and chicken strips. Don't like, you know what I'm saying? No, we don't even really like the great value joints, but you'll get them. You know what I'm saying? You're like, no, nobody want, don't give me no generic chicken nuggets. I want some Tyson's chicken nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come from the store with the great value joints. Why? They don't taste the same. They don't even bake the same. You can leave it in the oven on bake and it's still soggy and shit. Like, I want my shit crunchy and in the middle juicy when I bite that shit. I don't want no that's dry. This will be dry and still be wet. Like, how it be wet and soggy and dry at the same time? Like, what is we doing? Like, y'all got Tyson's. Shout out to Tyson's, man. Man, no. But, yo, all I'm saying is that be happy for the coaches that you got, man. Be happy. Be happy that you got a coach that comes in there and you're winning. If you're a winning program, be happy. Be happy about that. Because there are schools who are not winning that have talent, that have been out-coached, outmaneuvered, and so forth and so on, right? We've seen it happen all through this year in college football. Teams that have been talented and have lost to good coaching. We've seen, right now, we're witnessing one of the cheapest rosters in college football actually get the job done. Now, did they pay a lot for their quarterback? Yes, they did. Indiana played a lot for their quarterback, but I think they got it back up out of him. He's a Heisman winner. Shout out to, please give it up, man. That's it for the wrap up for the week. Football talk, college football, bowl games, and everything, man. Y'all know how I always give it up, man. I always tell y'all, pray for yourself, pray for each other, pray for me. I'm always praying for y'all. Peace.